David McCullough, The American Spirit, Who We Are and What We Stand For. Embark on a journey through the rich history of the United States as we delve into David McCullough's The American Spirit, Who We Are and What We Stand For. Get ready to explore the core values and principles that have shaped this great nation, as seen through the lives of its remarkable people. From the Founding Fathers and their creation of an unprecedented country to the revolutionary heroes and iconic presidents, this summary provides insightful glimpses into their real-life stories and the powerful values they embodied. With instructive and engaging language, we'll investigate American resilience, innovation, tolerance, and truth as the foundation of this nation's path towards greatness.
The importance of U.S. history. United States history is a vital national resource that explains American values and principles. Small events can shed light on significant themes, such as the successful 1910 crusade led by Congressman George Norris to modernize the U.S. Congress by diminishing the power of Uncle Joe Cannon. Despite facing challenges and difficult decisions, historian and lecturer David McCullough believes that the U.S. is a country of kind-hearted people who value tolerance and truth. In his speeches, he shares valuable insights about the significance of U.S. history in enriching modern life. The Imperfect Founding Fathers. The United States was founded by extraordinary yet flawed men who had no prior experience in revolution or nation-making. Despite their imperfections, they displayed great character and pledged their lives to the cause of freedom and self-governance. The First Continental Congress held in Carpenter's Hall was a gathering of American patriots who debated and rose to the occasion. Learning about the real flesh-and-blood human beings, not just myths, makes them larger than life. As the quote goes, there never was a golden time past of smooth sailing only. The Trials and Triumphs of John Adams. John Adams, the second President of the United States, and his 11-year-old son John Quincy Adams embarked on a secret winter voyage from Boston to Europe in 1778. The mission was to secure assistance from France in support of the Revolution. Despite being no diplomat and not speaking French, Adams secured essential loans that aided in ending the war between America and England. Years later, Adams moved into the incomplete White House with little fanfare, as it was a desolate area surrounded by swampy terrain. Amidst personal tragedy, the Adamses persevered in making the best of their time in their new home. Thomas Jefferson, the multifaceted founding father. Thomas Jefferson, a brilliant man with a wide array of talents, was the author of the Declaration of Independence. This document declared that the legitimacy of government comes from the consent of its people, a concept that had never been established before. Jefferson's inspiring words included the famous phrase, "All men are created equal." Despite having no books or references, he was able to write this document because he wanted to say what everyone already knew. His legacy as a lawyer, architect, and writer, among others, made him a multifaceted founding father. Dr. Benjamin Rush, America's great reformer. Dr. Benjamin Rush was a physician, professor, patriot, and an inexhaustible reformer who contributed greatly to America's history. He served in the Continental Congress, signed the Declaration of Independence, and was America's best-known doctor. Rush was a kind and devout Christian, who established the country's first free pharmacy, published its first chemistry textbook and was a founder of Pennsylvania's first society to oppose slavery. Additionally, Rush was the animating spirit behind Pennsylvania's Dickinson College. Before other medical professionals, Rush understood insanity as an illness that required kindness rather than a character flaw deserving of punishment. During Philadelphia's yellow fever epidemic in 1793, Rush became a hero. While other doctors fled the city, he stayed and treated close to 100 ill people daily, eventually becoming sick himself. Rush died in 1813, but his personal philosophy of selflessness remains, "To spend and be spent for the good of mankind is what I chiefly aim at." Today, 45 volumes of his writings are housed at the Pennsylvania Historical Society Library, and his legacy lives on as one of America's greatest reformers. The Timeless Clock of Statuary Hall. The clock beneath the Clio statue in Statuary Hall, hand-built by Simon Willard in 1837, is a marvel of precision engineering. Unlike other watchmakers of his time, Willard did not measure the spaces on the brass wheel before cutting the teeth. Instead, he perfected the technique of eyeballing it. His clock never fails to keep accurate time and remains an integral part of the rich history of the U.S. Congress, testament to Willard's extraordinary prowess in clockmaking. The American way of working. At Cambria Iron Works in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, engineer John Fritz and his team spent months creating an innovative machine to enhance steel production. Fritz's approach embodied the American mentality of taking bold steps and moving forward through the trial and error process. As the nation is itself an experiment, Americans have always been resilient and believed in themselves. Winston Churchill highlighted that Americans didn't reach this point because they are fragile, and they have always been tough. Lafayette's impact on American history. The Marquis de Lafayette, a French nobleman, played an essential role in the victory of the American Revolutionary War. At Yorktown, the French fleet's arrival on the Virginia Peninsula forced General Cornwallis to surrender and marked the end of the war. Lafayette's significance continued during World War I and II, where American soldiers fought on France's side, and Colonel Charles Stanton paid homage to him at his grave by saying, "Lafayette, we are here." The debt America felt towards Lafayette's heroic actions during the Revolutionary War transcended time and left a lasting impact on American history. The Multi-Talented Reverend. Meet Reverend Manasseh Cutler, a man of many talents who was not only a doctor of divinity, law, and medicine but also a schoolmaster, storekeeper, botanist, and astronomer among many other things. He founded Ohio University and is widely remembered for promoting the Northwest Ordinance. The ordinance spearheaded the creation of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Today, the combined gross national product of these states surpasses that of leading economies like France and the United Kingdom. Charles Sumner's fight against slavery. Charles Sumner, a senator from Massachusetts and abolitionist, observed in France that skin color didn't matter and was determined to end slavery. In 1856, he was severely beaten by a South Carolina congressman but survived. Sumner's fight against slavery has been honored with a statue in the Boston Public Garden. Defying McCarthyism. In 1950, Senator Margaret Chase Smith bravely challenged Senator Joseph McCarthy's red-baiting tactics on the Senate floor. As the only senator to do so, Smith denounced the use of fear, ignorance, bigotry, and smear tactics as tools for political victory in the Republican Party. Speaking as a woman, a Republican, a U.S. Senator, and an American, Smith demonstrated remarkable courage and integrity in standing up to McCarthyism's destructive influence. Her bold actions serve as a reminder of the importance of speaking truth to power in times of political upheaval. Fun facts about U.S. presidents. The article shares interesting and fun facts about past U.S. presidents, including their physical attributes, personality traits, and notable achievements. U.S. presidents have varied backgrounds, from lawyers to engineers, farmers to movie stars, and even university presidents. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln was the tallest U.S. president, standing at 6 feet 4 inches? In contrast, James Madison was the shortest at 5 feet 4 inches and only weighed 100 pounds. William Howard Taft was one of the heaviest presidents, at a whopping 332 pounds. He had a custom-made bathtub installed in the White House to accommodate his size, as shown in an old photograph where 3 workmen could sit together comfortably in the tub. U.S. presidents were also known for their unique nicknames, such as John Quincy Adams being called Old Man Eloquent, and Andrew Jackson's nickname was Old Hickory. While Calvin Coolidge spoke sparingly, Theodore Roosevelt was known for being quite talkative. He was also the youngest president to take office, while John F. Kennedy was the youngest to be elected. The article concludes with inspiring quotes from 2 of America's most beloved presidents. Kennedy reminded us of America's potential, stating, "We love our country, not for what it was, not for what it is, but what it someday can and, through the efforts of us all, someday will be." Nevertheless, despite criticisms, the anonymous quote sums up U.S. history with succinct wit: when some keep crying that the country is going to the dogs, remember it's always been going to the dogs in the eyes of some.
As we reach the end of our inspiring journey through the American spirit, it is apparent that the United States is truly a unique nation, built on the foundation of tolerance, truth, and the resilience of its people. While the summary has revealed stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, it also shows that the nation's heroes were not perfect. They made mistakes and had flaws. Their perseverance and dedication to the cause of freedom and self-governance, however, ensured that the American spirit continued to thrive. As we bid farewell to the heartwarming tales of American history, let us remember the valuable lessons and virtues that have made this nation stand tall, and let them guide us as we forge our collective future.